This is Innovledia.
Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the interface of Maya. Alright? Now here on the top we have the title bar, and below the title bar we have a menu bar which contains menus. Alright? Below the menu bar we have a little drop down here which is called a menu set. This contains categories of menus that we can change. Once we change it here, the menu bar will update with new set of menus. Alright, this is the function of the menu set. And this has been categorized according to the work we do in Maya, such as modeling, rigging, animation, effects, rendering, and so on. Alright. And beside that, we have lot of options for creating and saving files, snapping options, and rendering options. These are all together. This entire line is called the status line. Alright. Below the status line, we have these tabbed sections which are called shelves. These shelves have been categorized according to the work that we do in Maya, such as polymodeling, sculpting, rigging, animation, and so on. Each of these shelves contain tools and options that we use in that particular field. Alright. On the left, we have a toolbox which contains a set of tools that we use to manipulate objects, such as the selection tools, the move tool, the rotate tool, and the scale tool. Alright. On the right side here, we have a channel box or layer editor. This is the channel box and this is the layer editor. The function of the channel box is that whenever we select an object, it is going to display the parameters of an object, such as the transformation parameters, the visibility parameter, and all of those. Alright. The function of the layer editor is similar to that of Photoshop and Illustrator. It mainly helps us to organize the objects in our scene. And below all of these, we have an attribute editor. This is called the attribute editor. If you select an object, it is going to display all of the attributes or all of the parameters for an object, even the parameters of its materials. So the attribute editor displays all of the possible parameters for any selected object. Alright, I can collapse that by clicking on it again. Now this entire area at the center is called the viewport. Here we create all the objects in our scene. This is the 3D space. The viewport also has its own custom menu bar and a toolbar. Alright. Below the viewport, we have a time slider. This is called the time slider. We can scrub through the time to preview our animation. Beside that, we have animation controls, which are called the playback controls. This helps us preview our animation by playing it forward or backward, or we can jump through keyframes to keyframe, or we can play frame by frame, or we can jump to first frame or the last frame. Alright. Below the time slider, we have range slider. The range slider determines how much of time is displayed on the time slider at any given moment. I can change that by dragging in this time slider to maximum, but you can also set it to, or you can also change it to a higher value. This number determines the number of frames. Alright. Look. Now a time slider has 1000 frames displayed all at once. Alright. So this is the function of the range slider. Now below the range slider, we have these two text boxes. This is called the command line section or the panel. Here we have the liberty to type in lines of commands or lines of codes in MEL or in Python. Alright. MEL stands for Maya Embedded Language. We can manipulate objects, we can create objects, we can do anything using lines of code. Alright. Now beside that, we also have a script editor. If you click on this little icon, this is going to bring up the script editor. On the script editor, you can type in lines of code, you can write an entire program and execute it all at once. While in the command line, you have to type in one line at a time and execute it one by one. So the script editor also has these two tabbed sections. One is Python, another one is MEL. You can type in an entire program here and click on execute to execute the entire program, or you can also run a program line by line. You don't have to run it all at once. So that is the liberty you get within this script editor. Alright, let me close it. Now below all of that, we have got a help line. This last section or panel is called the help line. What this does is it displays short help tips for tools and selections. Yes, it does. If you hover your mouse over anything, over any icon, any tool, it is going to display a tool tip about how it works or what you can do with that tool or the option. Alright, so this is it. So this was a quick overview of the interface of Maya. Alright, see you in the next video.